Hi everyone, and welcome to our Code Vein 2 100% walkthrough done in 2026. This is going to be a walkthrough pitch to beginners. I'm going to take you through the whole game, how to get all of the achievements and everything, and get all the important loot. So let's get started.
Long ago, the world was racked by a great disaster, known as the Resurgence. The Resurgence corrupts everything it touches. In the blink of an eye, the world changed. The vast majority of humans and animals were transformed into vicious horrors. It was not long before human society fell apart. In their place, rising from the shadows of history, were the Revenants. Idris, the most revered and honored of all Revenants, sought out and found a way to seal the Resurgence. Yet that victory, such as it was short-lived. As time passed, the seal gradually weakened, as all things must, and it neared a fatal failure. 100 years ago, a great battle was waged. Revenants fought desperately in an attempt to restore the strength of the seal. Many brave Revenants, in fact, the very bravest, met their end in this battle, which we now call the Upheaval. The heroes of that conflict managed to reseal the Resurgence in a great, moon-like shell that hangs in the sky. Today we honor them and their memory as heroes for their noble sacrifice. Even now, Calamity itself is held at bay by the mighty seal of the Luna Rapaces, which devours the life force of those heroes. And now... 100 years have come and gone since the Battle of the Upheaval. And one day, when those heroes' strength is spent, this world will...
Lou, it's time.
Hello there. Can you hear me? It's all right. Don't worry. There's no need to rush, okay?
So the right and left arrows
So,
are how you pick your gender.
Do you think you can remember what you looked like?
I have a saved appearance, so I'm just going to go ahead and load that. Enter our name. The character creator is really, really good. I encourage you to spend a lot of time with it.
Excellent. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance at last. All right, then. I need you to wake up now. Ah, you've come too. As I feared, the memories may still take some time to return. Forgive me, I certainly didn't mean to startle you. My name is Lou Magmel. I am a Revenant. Bear with me, for this may come as a shock. You have died once already. This is where I used a ritual to resurrect you. I gave half of my heart in order to restore yours. As a consequence, we now share the same heart, you and I. We are two lives intertwined as one. You seem well, all things considered. I'm glad. Do you think you can stand? There is someone that I'd very much like for you to meet. I know it's all new, but it's okay. You can trust me. I shall guide you. Please follow me. How do you feel? Don't hesitate to tell me if you don't feel well.
So R1 is the primary interaction key.
This area
It's
was
how you
constructed underground.
talk and loot
Let's take
objects.
the elevator to the surface.
Elevators have levers to pull them to your floor, and then similar to like Elden Ring or Souls-likes, you just run over the button in the middle of the elevator to make it go. So sprinting, you push in the left
Our
stick,
destination is the
so
tower
it's
on the
L3.
hill.
When you see green loot, that's kind of just
Until a century ago, by
trash
forme,
loot.
I refer to the unique abilities of revenants, conventionally known as enchantments, curses, and the like.
So the term forme is magic spells essentially, or weapon arts. They're both things. It's just magic basically. So all of the green loot, like I was saying, is just like food and used in recipes and things like that, basically cooking ingredients. So depending on how much you want to engage with cooking, you can just kind of ignore it.
These two were once revenants, turned to stone by a forma. A century ago, one came to raid Magmel Island. The other is a revenant who tried to thwart him. Their duel ended in lethal blows, a moment that now stands forever frozen. In any case, come along. We should be going. There's someone expecting you at the top of the tower.
So you can hit R1 and the touchpad to jump right to the quest log. If you just hit the touchpad, it'll bring up the map. So you can also see cleared quests here. It'll show on the map if you activate a quest, it'll show you where you're supposed to go. So you can kind of see that diamond, glowing diamond is the quest marker. This map supports pins. You can drop them with X, clear them with X. If you run through them in the world, they'll also go away. What else to cover? Your weapon swing, light attack is triangle. Or sorry, your light attack is square, your heavy attack is triangle, and if you hold it, it's a charged heavy. So it's got Neo-like controls, essentially. Or I always think of this as a Neo-like. Although, really, this game's more of a Souls-like, but it just happens to have kind of a Neo control layout. You could talk to people.
Hey, it's the Revenant.
Usually they have, like, you know, one thing of dialogue.
Am I glad to see you pulled through. They said you...
This is Magmal. They claim to be...
Excuse... You look like you're...
So, yeah. Another elevator. See, we have the half of Lou's heart on our back. It's kind of throbbing there. So we're at the top of the Formus storage tower.
Another world snuffed from existence. Luckily, the residents were all evacuated in time, thanks in no small part to your efforts. My name is Lavinia Rhoda. It is I who carries on the great Idris's mission and legacy. It is you, though, who must save the world of man.
Another world snuffed from existence.
100 years ago, a group of heroes saved the world from the resurgence. They absorbed its energy into their bodies, the seal consigning them to eternal slumber, but which results in what you just witnessed. Explosions that will eradicate the world. There's only one way to prevent this tragedy, before they reach the point of no return. And so, we must break the seal and end them before it is too late. Yes. If all of the heroes are allowed to suffer such a fate, not a trace of this world will remain. However, these seals are extremely powerful. Nothing capable of opening them is known to exist. Not in our time, at least.
So, getting this set up here. We're gonna have to travel back in time to get the key to, like, figure out how to open these heroes' cocoons, and then we fight them. So that's the basic setup. And Lou has the capability to travel through, take us back in time.
Our hope, the only hope, is Lou. The sole revenant with the ability to traverse time itself. With a power that incredible, subjugating the heroes becomes a possibility, at least. However, as of yet, her power has not fully matured. I ask now that you accompany her back to the past. Help her to perfect her ability and gain true command over the flow of time.
Time jump is successful. We're still where we were only moments ago. Magmel Island. Only now in the past. Thank goodness we made it. I was actually quite nervous, this being my first time jump and all. However, we must have missed our target coordinates. We seem to be in some cave or other on the island. Quickly, let's get outside and figure out where... I'm sorry. Maintaining the link... It requires more energy than I thought.
Who the hell are you?
Not now. Get away from here. In my current state, I'd only hold you back.
A revenant hunter? Not anybody I recognize. Did Magmel hire a guard?
What does it matter? Kill them now before they raise the alarm!
I hate rats. Well, can't say I remember hiring you, but if you're game, lend me a hand. Oh, I like you already. I'll just hop on your back real quick. Don't make me regret it.
So remember, triangles, heavy attack, square is light attack. R1 square is the way to do your special. R1 square does Phantom Assault, which lets you leap at them. And notice that Noah is fighting with us. He's our partner.
You are definitely no ordinary fighter. Who are you? And how the hell did you wind up here? Yeah, you sure did. You got guts, I'll give you that. Either way, I bet we haven't seen the last of these goons. A friend of mine is further inside, and if I don't find him, there's gonna be some serious trouble. You feel like tagging along? You seem a little lost, but don't worry. There's plenty of wayward folks wandering these parts. Look, you help me out, and I'll make sure you get taken care of. Sound like a deal? Great, then a deal it is. The name's Noah. We should find my friend at the innermost chamber. Come on.
So there are two modes you can play in Code Vein in. There's playing with the partner, which is the suggested mode. It's the default gameplay mode, and it's what I recommend any first-time player do. That means the partner is out, fights, holds aggro of enemies a lot, so that you can actually just kind of have moments in the fight where you get to calm down and just hit the backside of the boss. But there's also a mode where you can assimilate the partner and play the game solo, and that's basically if you want more of a challenge. If you want to make the game harder, that's how you would play. So half of your health bar is blue, and it signifies link points. So you have HP and LP, and they're both kind of your life, but the link points are the first to be depleted when you're attacked, typically, and those link points, if you have all of them, then there are linked traits that a partner bestows on you that are basically like buffs or perks. So if you're half dead, those linked traits will get lost because you'll have lost all of the link points. So it's just kind of a weird system, like part of your health. Basically, if you're at high health, you have these perks, and as you're at low health, you will lose them because you've lost all of the link point portion of your health bar. So we're talking about this, so you could kind of see. And we've gotten our first blood code. So if you hit the option key, we can see there's blood code here. As we kill enemies, the blood code will level up. It'll max out, and then you have to unlock the next level. If the blood code is too good, the enemies are too weak, you won't actually gain proficiency with the equipped blood code. So what you want to do is kind of, as you level up one, you want to then switch to the next weak one that you haven't filled in yet. and just keep doing that till you have them all maxed. So it's just while you're moving around in the world, in the open world, you want to think about that. So we're working on Lou's bloodline, but we also have Noah's bloodline. And you can see that they basically are like your character class a little bit. They set up stats like strength is big bonk weapons, dexterity is fast weapons like twin blades, mind, willpower for basically casting from range, magic, that kind of thing, and then vitality and fortitude are like health and defense, stuff like that. So you can see that Noah's has higher dexterity but isn't as good of mind and willpower. Lou's code is nice and balanced. We're just going to start leveling hers. But you can see they also have effects. And you can see those effects by going to stats here. And you can hit the pad and see your trait list. So that's the things that are active. And if something's not met, it's over on the right to kind of show you what's wrong, like why you don't have it enabled. So when you're making a build, you can kind of use that to figure stuff out. So remember, square's light attack, triangle's heavy, and then R1 plus square, triangle, X, or circle gives you, they're like your weapon abilities, so you can have up to 4 equipped. This weapon that we have, you can kind of go over here and pull up weapon. Start switches 1. It's just a battered, lame sword. All it's got is Phantom Assault, but Phantom Assault is pretty good. If you hit, if you hold down R1 and hit R3, you can see where you were walking. So that's good if you're like lost and you're like, oh hey, which way did I come from? It's kind of a neat feature. So we're gonna pick up the glow shrooms. So I got I hit R2 to do what's called a drain attack. The drain attack gives you back Ichor. You're spending Ichor on weapon skills. So like when I was doing R1 square to do the Phantom Assault, it was costing me 3 Ichor. You can see I currently have 10. You get Ichor back when you do the drain attack. And weapons also have something called a bleed factor. So you set up bleeding on an enemy, you get more Ichor back the more the enemy is bleeding. Hit R1 to interact with the ladder, and then similar to other Souls games, if you do the equivalent of sprinting, you'll go fast down the ladder. So I pushed in the left stick in this game. That's what you do for sprinting. Missiles are like the bonfires, sites of grace in this game.
I can make us some food if you want to rest.
Good.
So when you rest at one, the enemies will typically respawn,
right,
and you'll get all your healing flasks back.
Talk here at our leisure. This is a space where our minds and the pieces of our hearts intertwine. Perhaps we could call it something fitting like the confluence. Think of it as a private realm, one that only you and I can access. It would appear that, while we are in the past, there are only certain conditions under which we can meet and speak. First, I hope you'll forgive me for being such little help. Even if it's a courtesy, thank you very much for saying so. You are truly kind. Now let's go over the current situation. As Lady Lavinia explained, I have been blessed with a rare power, the ability to travel back in time. However, this power remains incomplete. As it stands, I can't actually take us back to the present yet. Fortunately, the Magmel of this era still houses a vast array of formae. Among them, there is one that can augment my ability. I have already located it. Should you manage to obtain this forma, I should be able to traverse the past and present at will. With that power firmly in hand, together, we can work towards preventing our world's demise. First things first, we will have to gain Noah's trust. Once we do that, we'll be able to roam Magmel Island much more freely. Unfortunately, there is a catch, and it is not pleasant. History says that raiders razed this island to the ground. If, as I fear, the bandits in the cave were in fact the raiders, then we have no time to lose. We need to put a stop to those raiders and rescue Noah's friend as soon as we possibly can.
So we can actually rest. That didn't actually rest. So we can level up. We don't have enough yet. I'm not gonna bother talking about all this stuff, but you can talk to Lou to go to the confluence, which we'll do a little bit more later. We're gonna go ahead and keep playing. So you can see this bridge here is collapsed, so we have to go this way. So you'll see this kind of white flashing, which is the damage your enemy is, your partner is doing, but that damage will heal if... So when you saw that red sphere, like they shrieked, they're now bloodthirsty, which means they're going to hit harder and they're going to start attacking us instead of the partner. So you can see I did an ogre attack. I did the attack using R2, which is your jail. And the jail is how I got my Ichor back, and so I was able to keep doing my Phantom Assault. So this is basically a generator spender game, right? You like use the drain attacks to generate Ichor, and then you spend the Ichor on weapon abilities.
Can't believe I let raiders invade the... I know this...
Oh yeah, if you start picking up loot too fast, you will interrupt their dialogue, because picking up loot is the same key, or sorry, R1, right? It's the same button press, essentially, as dialogue. So it's kind of annoying, like, if he starts talking and you actually want to not miss out on it, you'll want to make sure to basically not pick up any loot. Alright, so we'll show this. We can hold down L1 to put up a shield. This is our current defensive forma. So you can see, we take a little bit of damage. The white bar above our health, you know, because this kind of yellow and blue is our, you know, our health plus our partner's LP. That bar above was our stamina, and you saw how it kind of flashed and was red when we were completely out of stamina. So that's the game's way of making that really obvious, so you can tell. If you need a light, you can hold down R1 and right arrow, and that gives you the quick item menu, and you can cycle between items. By default, light is something you can pick. You can just hit X. You can put items to use down here. To heal, you just hit down arrow.
What a lucky find. We're almost there. My friend should be at the inner chamber just ahead. He may be a royal pain in the ass, but there's no friend like him. I can't just leave him hanging.
So we got our first twin blades. We're using a longsword right now. The skills on this are really, really nice.
Show me what you can do.
This has two skills. So R1 and circle actually does a buff to our damage, significant damage buff. And then the square one, R1 square, is a blender, kind of a blender move. So you can see I don't have blood, so I need to use my drain. You can see we're very, very weak right now. Enemies are very tough. If you go over here, you can see this was the bridge. That's where we just rested. We came from that way. Remember, if you ever were wondering where you came from, you hit R1 and R3, and it'll kind of show. So you can see, like, we came out there. So that's how we know this is the way forward. Right? I know it's going to talk about turning on a light, but we already have a light on.
Dark. Human eyes won't cut it in here. We got a light?
Tinder Crimson Stone is an upgrade for normal weapons. It's like the smithing stones if you've played Elden Ring. Tinder Light stones are like the somber smithing stones from Elden Ring.
Astonishing. Of all the formae our ancestors accumulated, who'd have thought one of this caliber still lay dormant? Now, just who might you be?
The hell?
Valentin!
Noah, do you know who these people are? I don't recall arranging to meet anyone here.
I swear. Give me a second.
What? Who the hell are these two?
That was a raider ambush, wasn't it?
Oh? Oh is what you've got to say? You nearly got yourself killed!
Noah must have asked you to join him. Thank you. It seems you were quite the help to him. My name is Valentin Voda. I'm in charge of Formae research efforts here on Magmel Island. So, you're a solo hunter, are you? Tell me, do you have a place to stay in Magmel yet? I see. In that case, how would you like to help us here? Our former research can always use a hand. If Noah saw fit to offer you his heart so quickly, that says all I need to know. I hope we get along.
Why don't we save the introductions for later and get back, okay? There could be more bandits lurking around.
I'm afraid I'll need to stay just a little longer, Noah. You see, I've just made a substantial discovery.
Did you hear nothing I just said?
There, it surely won't be long. Actually, I'm rather more concerned for the inhabitants of the island. I want you to return to Magmel without me. Don't fret, I won't be far behind.
Fine, have it your way then. Let's go. We need to warn everybody back at Magmel.
I want you to return to Magmel without me. Don't fret, I won't be far behind.
So remember, if you're ever confused, you can see we came from that way.
Reckless idiot. Doesn't appreciate how much harder he makes my job, pulling crap like that. But we did manage to avoid the pit. Thanks for pitching in. Let's get our asses back to Magmel and alert everyone about those bandits. Time to move.
So this flowery looking thing is a map jammer. You just attack them and defeat them. Later on there will actually be enemies that are the map jammers. That'll actually fight you. And once you do that, you can see everything on the map. So like if you missed any loot too, it'll show up as a blue X. So very, very handy. Remember, you can do like this. So you can see we have not been into that elevator, and we have not been all the way over here yet. Let's saw what's over here though. So yeah, see, that's very, very handy. Like, you're like, which way did I go? You know, because there are two elevators.
On to the next one.
Alright, this is actually where we're going to end episode 1. We can actually level up a little bit.
I'm impressed.
Levels in this game are mostly about leveling up HP and stamina, and then they do just very, very small amounts of additional damage. Your blood code quality dictates your power level much more than your level does, in terms of raw damage you deal. So if you talk to Lou here, do this really quick.
Something the matter? I'm glad that everyone is all right. Let's continue on to Magmel with Noah. I have a feeling our path will become clear.
So this gets us our second jail. So the bat is a nice jail in that you can use it from ranged. So you don't have to be like quite as in face. So if you're a magic user, especially, like if you're going to try to cast spells from a distance or use weapons that attack from a distance like the bayonet, then that's what you want. The archive here lets you read about the story. So it's like the whole thing explaining. So if you ever skip cutscenes and are not sure what's going on, this can help you, get a handle on the story. And then this mirror takes you back to reality. Alright, in the next episode we will start exploring a bunch of Magmel Island, and we'll end the episode by going up into Magmel headquarters itself. So until next time.